Hey, what's up, guys? It's Hoodamaniac 360, and I know I've been away for a few months now, and that's because I was busy with school and work. In fact, I have a new plan for what I'm going to do for my YouTube channel in 2024. I'll explain at the end of this video, but right now I have to rank every movie that came out in 2023 that I saw from worst to best. A little too late, I know. It's February by the time I'm recording this. This video could be on YouTube by March for all I know. All right, so these movies are M3gan, Shazam 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Scream 6, the Mario movie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Oppenheimer, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem, The Flash, the FNAF movie, Good Burger 2, and a really special movie that, despite the fact that it's gonna be in last place is way too fucking generous for it. So, at number 13, for not only the worst movie of 2023, but also one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Who on God's green earth thought this was a good fucking idea? This film is fucking disgusting. This is the kind of thing that one weird classmate from school that's obsessed with horror movies will make. You know, that one weird kid that says, "Hey, don't come to school tomorrow." The writers must have been fucking drunk and high or some shit making this shit. They took Winnie the Pooh and made him into a fucking cannibal. Apparently, when Christopher Robin moved away, Winnie and his friends got so abandoned to the point where they were fucking starving that they decided to eat one of the friends and turn into killers. Now, growing up, I was never really too much into Winnie the Pooh. I mean, to be honest, my shit was SpongeBob and sometimes Blue's Clues. But Winnie the Pooh is still a beloved franchise made for children. So why the fuck would they turn him into a murderer? You know what? Out of all the movies that came in last place in my videos where I rank all of the movies that I saw in said year, this is by far the worst. This might actually be the worst thing I've ever reviewed. And I have reviewed some fucked up shit. Fucking Morbius is looking pretty good compared to the shit. Hell, Star Wars The Last Jedi is looking pretty good too. 0 out of 10. Fuck this movie, fuck the creators, and fuck its sequel that's not even out yet. Alright, now, this is actually the only movie on this list that is bad in my opinion. Every other movie on here is either okay, good, or great. Coming in at number 12, I have The Flash. Now, The Flash is overhated in my opinion, and it's mainly because of Ezra Miller. For those of you who don't know, Ezra Miller, aka The Flash, has committed several crimes which I don't want to get into. Because of this, many people assume that this film is automatically bad because of him. Yes, I agree, Ezra Miller is a horrible person. Ezra, if you're watching this, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. I hope you rot in prison, you fucking cum stain. However, we shouldn't hate it because of him. This film was actually kind of okay. First of all, I liked the Flash's motive. They somehow explained the multiverse better here than they did in No Way Home. And I actually like that they got Michael Keaton to come back. But this movie does drag on. There's not really a villain, and I shouldn't really bother to rewatch it since they're getting rid of the DCU entirely. But overall, The Flash was alright. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Coming in at number 11, I have M3gan. This film was actually kind of interesting. A little girl lost her parents in a car accident, and now she's being raised by her aunt, who's a toy maker, and she comes up with the idea to make a talking doll for little girls, and she gives the original model to her niece, but it turns evil. It kills her neighbor's dog, it kills a kid who picked on the little girl, so they destroy it. Honestly, this movie was better than I expected, and it had some heart into it. It's not like most Blumhouse movies where they're boring and you don't care for the characters. I actually cared about the little girl and her aunt. And that doll is fucking creepy too. Overall, I rate this film a solid 7 out of 10. Coming in at number 10, I have Shazam 2. I loved the first Shazam movie. It was funny, interesting, had a lot of heart into it, and also had a lot of dark scenes that were pretty well done. The sequel is not as good as the first film, but it's still pretty good. Two evil goddesses are after Billy's power, and the guy who gave it to him from the first film is still alive. Interesting. I thought he died. But anyways, I don't really have a lot to say about this film other than it's pretty good and go see it. Overall, it's a 7 out of 10. Coming in at number 9, I have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I loved the first two Ant-Man movies so much, and when I heard that this one was getting bad reviews, I was scared. In fact, I didn't even see this film for the first time until December. When me and my brother finished it, we liked it. Granted, it's not as good as the first two, but it's still good. I think people didn't like this film because it had Kang the Conqueror, who's supposed to be the next Thanos. Well, to tell you the truth, I gave up on the MCU a while ago, so I don't really care. But I love Ant-Man, and while many people went in this film expecting Kang being as powerful as Thanos, I actually went in wanting Ant-Man being himself, and that's what I got, and I'm glad. Overall, I rate this film a 7 out of 10. Coming in at number 8, I have the FNAF movie. Okay, this one is interesting, because when I reviewed it, I gave it a 5 out of 10. You see, when I came out of the theater, I liked it. Then I watched it again, and was indifferent about it, hence my 5 out of 10 score. Then I watched it a third time, and I liked it again. I don't really have the same criticisms as I did back when I first reviewed it. Originally, I found it dumb that Mike brought his sister to Freddy's, and yeah, I could see why people wouldn't like that, but keep in mind, people would want to stay far away from Mike as possible after what he did in his first job. Another criticism I had was Vanessa. Originally, I thought she was stupid for not conducting an investigation. Now I see that her father, William Afton, could probably escape and most likely kill her. Honestly, the only thing I have against this film is that the second act is pretty slow, and I still don't like Mike and Abby's aunt. But that's not because she was a fucking bitch or a Karen or whatever. It's because she reminded me of the aunt from the Tom and Jerry movie, and yeah, I could see why people don't really like that. But overall, I'm glad I changed my mind on this film, and I'm looking forward for the sequel. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Coming in at number 7, I have Oppenheimer. For those of you who don't remember, over the summer, there were two movies that came out on the same day. Those movies were Oppenheimer and Barbie. As you can see, I saw Oppenheimer. This was a really interesting film. So this movie tells the story of J. Robert Oppenheimer creating the atomic bomb that the United States dropped on Japan during World War II. It shows his life before the bomb, him creating the bomb going off, and his life after the bomb. If I had to criticize this film, I guess it does drag on, and it honestly did not have to be 3 hours long. But overall, I really recommend it if you're a history buff like me. I rate it an 8 out of 10. Coming in at number 6, I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. This movie was a huge surprise for me. The story was good, the characters were great, and the animation was amazing. If you're a TMNT fan, then you'll love this film. Overall, I rate this film a 9 out of 10. Coming in at number 5, I have Scream 6. Scream 6 is probably the darkest and most brutal film in this franchise, and I fucking loved it. The kills were awesome, the characters were awesome as always, and the ghost faces were the first ghost faces I liked since Roman Bridger from Scream 3. Overall, I highly recommend this film if you're a Scream fan. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Also, fuck the writers for canceling Scream 7 just because the actors had opinions about something that they didn't approve of. Hollywood is filled to the brim with fucking retards nowadays. Coming in at number 4, I have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The MCU has been weird lately. They come out with either good movies or movies that no one wants to see. But Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was absolutely amazing. I think it's the last Guardians movie, but they did a fantastic job. First of all, it gives every Guardian a satisfying conclusion, the humor was great, and we learn about Rocket's backstory. Rocket was always my favorite Guardian, but now I love him even more. Please go watch this film for yourself. Overall, I rate this film a 9 out of 10. Coming in at number 3, I have the Mario movie. I love Super Mario Bros., and they did a fantastic job here. Illumination is actually doing pretty good. First, the Mario movie, and now Despicable Me 4 is coming out. Anyways, back to Mario. This film gave every Mario fan what they wanted. Every actor, especially Chris Pratt and Jack Black, did a fantastic job, and I love what they did with the characters. Overall, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Coming in at number 2, I have Good Burger 2. Y'all are going to think I'm smoking pot for enjoying this. Both Good Burger movies are fucking hysterical. This film, just like the first film, has a basic plot, but what makes it interesting is the humor and the characters. If you want to watch something goofy, I highly recommend this film. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And finally, coming in at number 1, I have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. First of all, I apologize for not reviewing this film when it first came out. Then again, I apologize for not reviewing any of these films that I didn't review when they first came out, so whatever. Now, this film was even better than Into the Spider-Verse. This film had many more Spider-Men, besides Into the Spider-Verse. The animation was somehow better than Into the Spider-Verse's animation. Miguel O'Hara was a fantastic character, and I love the story. You know what? I would even say that this film is better than Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. I also have to talk about the ending. It was actually kind of scary when Miles went to a different universe, found out his dad was dead and his uncle was alive, and found out that the Miles in that universe was bad. My only gripe with the film is that it ends on a cliffhanger. But overall, I highly recommend this film, and I can't wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Alright, now, I want to talk about the future of this channel before I end the video. For a while, I've been uploading inconsistently, and that's not going to change anytime soon. Keep in mind, I have a part-time job, and I'm a college student. So I'm going to get videos out whenever I can instead of creating a schedule like other YouTubers. Also, I'd like to start doing different varieties of videos, like reviewing TV shows, reviewing video games, and continue filming those skits that I do with my brother and my friends. We all had so much fun making that Ghostface skit, and you guys loved it, apparently. So, I'd like to do more of that. So, yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.